It's week 17 of the 2024 season. And up next is this team's burner at wide receiver. He should be one of his quarterback's best friends this week. Hold on tight. We're in for an exciting one. Next on EA Sports.
It is time for football as we welcome you to another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. And a very Merry Christmas to you and yours on this special day. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson. Greg, Merry Christmas, man.
Merry Christmas to you, buddy. And I know both of us kind of feel the same way. If you're not going to be home with your family, celebrating with the ones you love, this is a pretty good second place. I think when you find out you're going to be not only calling or playing the only game in town, national holiday, everyone's home with their families watching you, in our case, listening to us, it's a pretty special honor, and I'm happy to be here alongside you, partner.
We hope you've had a great and Merry Christmas. Time to add one more gift under the tree. Off we go here on EA Sports. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. So the visitors ready to go on offense here for the first time. They'll be led out by the young man in his second season in the NFL.
One thing about this guy that's pretty clear, Mike, is there's not a whole lot that rattles him. He does a good job staying even-keeled. You don't know if he just threw a pick or if he just led his team to a touchdown drive, and that was kind of the case last week. He didn't let it snowball into a bunch of back-breaking mistakes. He just shook it off and kept playing. Now, if he keep that mentality as the rest of the year unfolds, and if he does, he's going to give his team a chance every single week.
Back to the air again on 2nd and 10. And he'll wind up out of bounds past the 45-yard line. 22 yards, the pickup there. That's enough for a first down.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest, and that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
And this is what you can do when you have one of the best receivers in the game. You understand that even if the coverage is not perfect for the play call, sometimes it's just as simple as my guy is better than your guy, and we're going to just keep giving him a chance.
Inside the 10, it is caught. And he's going to be brought down.
We spent so much time talking about arm strength, and while that certainly has a place in the conversation, look at the touch of this ball, Mike. It's a deep corner route. This ball needs to have the right pace, the right trajectory to not only get it over the second-level defenders, but get that ball down into the hands of his target. He makes it look a lot easier than it actually is. What makes great linebackers stand out from the pack is their instincts and their vision. In this case, the linebacker has his keys, brings him right where the ball is going, and he's able to make a play at the point of attack and keep this to a no gain.
The ball comes out. One of his teammates is there to pick it up.
So as you start operating your red zone offense, of course it goes without saying, Mike, you're trying to score touchdowns. But the worst case scenario is that you bring your field goal unit and you at least try for 3. You have to protect the ball. Turnovers are the cardinal sin of red zone offense. In this case, they dodge a little bit of a bullet here. The ball comes loose. Fortunately for the ball carrier, his own team recovers it. They can keep their offense on the field.
And he's going to be taken down. Sacked back at the 17-yard line.
The best thing they did here, Mike, is keep their rush lane integrity. What that means is you have to rush the quarterback as a unit. Keep him in the pocket. Keep him on that X. And when you do, man, he becomes a sitting duck for this pass rush. A lot of times as an offensive player, you come off the field, you're not thrilled to end a drive like this with a field goal. But I think in this case, you can label it a success. You were able to operate your offense. You were able to quiet this crowd just a little bit and come away with an early lead.
And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Houston offense heading out to the field for the first time. They're led by the NFL's Offensive Rookie of the Year in 2023. From Ohio State, it's C.J. Stroud.
Really solid. Factor that led to the win is his ability to continue to protect the football. He executed the offense, ran it exactly how they designed all week in practice. Now, it might not have been earth-shattering performance statistically, but they got the win. If he can continue to play that style of ball, it's going to be a tough group to match up with.
And they won't catch him. He'll go all the way. 72 yards. Touchdown, Houston. Good-looking rushing touchdown there. Offensive line does its job. That back taking off to the end zone for the touchdown.
Mike, you're exactly right. He might get credit in the box.
Kaimi Fairbairn on for the extra point. The kick is good. And his guys move out to a 7-3 lead. And so after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn to kick it up. A safe kick taken at the 5. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. The visitors' offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. And his numbers this season, eye-popping in a lot of categories. Let's just show you one. He is the NFL leader in rushing touchdowns by a quarterback. Not much there, maybe a yard. With that, I want to give you a look at his numbers on the ground in last week's game. So after one, it's a close game early on. More from Houston coming up in a moment. Here's 2nd and 9. In motion now is White. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short. They'll look to pick this up 3rd and a yard. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. They go zone read here on 3rd and short. And he will have a first down, but I don't think that's going to stand. They're already heading backwards. Turner goes in motion. Open. It's a gain of 10 yards, and that will be a first down.
I know, I'm biased. But listen, you can't convince me, Mike, that there's a better option on the field, especially when you got a guy like this, that on 3rd down or critical moments, that's where the ball needs to go. The size, the speed, the matchup problems that he creates. If I was in a critical situation, there is no doubt where I'm going with the ball.
He's going to keep it himself.
Well, let's give credit here to the coverage unit, Mike. There was nowhere to go with the ball for that quarterback. He had no choice but to just tuck it down himself, and he's able only to pick up a short gain.
Turner goes in motion. On play action, he'll set up to throw. And they're They're going to get to him and take him down, taken back to the other side of midfield. "7-3 is the score. 2 minutes to play in the first half. Greg and I back from Houston in a moment. Throwing now on 3rd and long. He'll try and get there on the ground.
And that's a great job defensively here on 3rd down. Not only taking away all the options down the field through the air, but when the quarterback decides to turn into a runner himself, they're able to converge and make the play and keep him short of the first down.
So it's 4th down. They'll call on the punt team. And we will not have a return here. This one angled out of bounds. The home team's offense and running back Damian Pierce set to take over once more. And as a play... Here's 1st and 10. Back to throw here to begin the drive. Thrown left side, the catch is made. First time these two have connected this afternoon, and it'll wind up being a 1st down. He'll drop to throw. Going for it all. That's caught! And he will go all the way. Touchdown, Houston. That touchdown, number 11 on the year. A beautiful combination in the air there. The pass downfield and bringing it the rest of the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And it's really just a great route, Mike, and then a beautiful throw. The accuracy of the throw is what allowed the receiver not only to secure...
Fairbairn for the extra point. He's got it. And his guys extend their advantage to 14-3. They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the first half. And the kickoff's coming their way. This returnable from the 4. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. That's where the offense will take over. The visitors' offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he's used his legs to great effect this year, both when the pocket breaks down and by design, as you check out the league leaders in quarterback rushing yards. Off play action, incomplete.
So as halftime looms, Mike, they have to find a way to capitalize on this drive right here and make sure they end the half with some sort of points. Now, that incompletion, it's got to be a gotta-have-it best play call.
On 1st and 10, they'll set up to throw. To the right side here, pass is caught. And he's taken down, but just shy of midfield. They'll look to throw yet again. And they're going to track him down. He couldn't find a receiver, and down he goes. Now they'll set up to throw. He's going to air this one out. That's going to be incomplete. They took a shot on the final play. Prayer not answered. And that is how this first half will come to an end.
All right, Mike, thanks very much. As mentioned, this is the EA Sports Halftime Report. Time to take a look around the NFL and find out what's going on this fine Sunday. We'll get our tour started out at Venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. And that's been a back-and-forth game, all tied in the second quarter. From there, we're off to check out another game. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. We just watched a very good first half out of the Ohio State man, C.J. Stroud. He's got a touchdown pass on the ledger as his guys were able to build a double-digit lead. The second half, straight ahead. Time to get back to it. And for the call, let's rejoin Mike Tirico and Greg Olsen.
All right, Coach. Thank you very much. We welcome you back. It is quarter number 3. Pretty interesting first half. We'll see if any strategy changes for the next 30 minutes or more as this second half gets underway. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. Offense looking to get back to work as we begin this third quarter. They built a nice lead for themselves here. They'll try to add to that, beginning with first down. Here's a run to begin this third quarter. And that'll be good for about a half dozen. It'll set up second down. First carry for Joe Mixon. Room up the sideline at the 45. And he's going to be running out of bounds, but not until he gets down to the 40-yard line. They'll have a first down. It's a gain of 28. Up the middle they go. And he'll plow forward for a gain of 4 yards. Here's a 2nd and 6. Back to the ground. He'll get it again. And he'll be taken down at the 25-yard line.
Pretty much just more of the same from what we saw with this back in the first half. And he doesn't need much. He gets a little bit of space, and then he can create the rest. It's the combination of patience, vision, and then the burst to hit the hole once he sees it. This guy's been a handful all day.
And he surges forward for a gain of about 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. They'll stick with him again. And he's going to bring this one close to a first down. Looks like they'll mark him just a yard short. And his fine afternoon on the ground continues. The last run going to put him up over 100 yards for this one. Can they keep this drive rolling? Here is 3rd and inches. Try to pick this one up on the ground. Give them a dozen yards on that one and give them 1st and goal.
It's too early at this point, Mike, to really start thinking about the clock. You definitely don't want to go into a shell. But now this is the point in the game where having a good ground game really starts to take over. You throw to get the lead, but man, once you get it, that ground game, that's what finishes the game off.
From the 4-yard line, trying to punch it in. 1st down and goal.
Here we go.
They'll send a tight end in motion. Here's a run. And he will fight his way to the end zone. Joe Mixon. Touchdown, Houston.
You can just see the comfort, Mike, that this offense continues to play with. The early momentum in the first half has carried here after the break, and you can see this group just slowly starting to pull away.
And I'm thinking, Greg, about the guys on the other side. You're waiting. To add the extra point. He's got it. And his guys move out to a 21-3 advantage. And so after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn to kick it up. From the 6, here comes a return. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Oh, a short throw there, but it's going to end up incomplete. That's a pass he'd say he should have had. Instead, he does not, and it brings up 2nd down. Turner goes in motion. Now, faking the give. Quick throw, taken in. Look at the big guy rumble. And they will finally get him out of bounds. It is a big hitter to close out the 3rd quarter. We're off to the 4th quarter here on Christmas Day. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. They send one of the tight ends in motion to the left. Back to throw. And he will not get back to the line of scrimmage. That's going to go down as a sack and a loss of a couple. Now, following that sack, we have a player who was injured. Athletic training staff's going to take a look, but this is a problem late in the season. He'll look to throw. That one knocked away. It is incomplete. Very good job defensively. Stayed right with him, and will bring up 3rd down. The tight end motioning left here. On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. Taking off, he'll try to get there. Let's see what they do here. This is 4th and long. Here's a shot toward the end zone. And that is incomplete. The defense very happy to see that play call. The decision to go for a 4th and long will end up in a turnover on downs. The home team's offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And it looks like they're going to... Operating from their own 23, they'll begin 1st and 10. They'll begin here on the ground. And he'll manage to get this ahead for a pickup of 5.
A gain of 5 brings us 2nd and 5 at the 28-yard line.
They'll run on 2nd down. Only a couple on that one. It'll set up 3rd down. They'll try to get this one on the ground. Call it a gain of 13. 1st down for Houston. So 2 minutes left to play in the 2nd half. We'll come back and finish this one off after this. They'll go 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10. They'll stay on the ground. And he'll get about 3 on that one. It'll be 2nd down. A handoff as they try to run it here. He'll get about 3, and that's going to lead to 3rd down. Here now, 3rd and 5. Now a give up the middle. He gets free. And this is going to be a touchdown. They are going to extend the lead here in the final minute of play. Taking care of business on the ground. They run it into the end zone to put 6 on the board.
Mike, some of the hardest elements to coach for a running back is vision and patience. And in this case, you saw both of them for 6.
Now Fairbairn for the extra point. He's got it, and his guys stretch it out, leading now by the score of 28-3. So the kickoff team out there one final time in the final minute as they kick it away. Now return coming from the 7. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The visitors' offense ready to see what they can do. And, look, they've been out of sorts throughout, Greg. They haven't had any answer for this pass rush all game.
Yeah, and it's really showing up in the sacks and also just in their ability to prevent any yards, any completions. This has just been a dominant pass defense performance here, and everything starts with the rush. The quarterback's uncomfortable. The clock gets sped up. He's got guys in his face. It's a lot easier to play defensive back, and in some of these coverage units, when you know that ball's got to come out fast, and right now, they're teeing off and taking advantage of it.
They'll try again here, 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end.
This offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack.
If they win this game, this pass rush is going to be a big reason why. The 5 sacks speak for itself, but their ability to disrupt the timing of this offense, that can't be overstated.
We're about ready now for the punt. And they'll be looking for something a little better than that first effort, which he shanked. This returnable from inside his own 40. And it's a good return here, able to take it across the 50 and set up the offense with a short field. The home team's offense and their running back set to go once more. And as we look at the highlights, you see it's been tough to stop him here today. Couple of touchdowns in this ball game. He has, without a doubt, been the... So they come to the line for first down and 10. Stroud down to a knee. And that should put the finishing touches on this one. So the fans gonna head home happy. It's a win for the hometown squad. And it will be a very Merry Christmas indeed as they get the victory on this December night. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. With that, we say so long, everyone.